couldn't be more excited to talk to Bubba Watson, one of my favorite golfers, a man who I've covered from a distance for a lot of years, and a man whose faith we have in common. So it's kind of cool to see this moment, Bubba, in time where you decided to kind of open up your heart, your soul, and your challenges over the years. Why'd you do it?
I wanted to help people. I wanted to, if I could help one person, and whoever that person is, it doesn't matter. It can be the person sitting next to me. It can be the person countries over. I just wanted to help somebody. I wanted them to be able to share freely and free themselves up from the issues they got going on. And so, because that's what happened to me. When I started sharing, that's when it freed me up and actually got me into a better position.
Was there a time when you were kind of at rock bottom where you thought, I better talk to somebody, I better get some help, I need to start having more people pray for me? That led to where you are now? Is there something that really was a kind of a rough time?
100%. There, 2017. I mean, it didn't start in 2017. I mean, it started years and years and years ago, but it builds up, right? All these small little moments build up, and they finally they spill over. And 2017, I fell to my knees. I saw my weight was at 162. Fell to my knees, and I said, "Lord, take me." I said, I don't want my wife to go through this. I don't want my kids to go through this or my friends to go through this. But what I envisioned was something was going on. I was losing all this weight. I remember my dad, 2010, got down to 90 pounds before he passed away. So all I could see was his vision in the mirror and what I look like. And I could see me going down to that level. And so I thought something was wrong with me. Physically, mentally wasn't there. It was just physically, I thought something was wrong with me. And then we found out, truthfully, it was mental. It was all mental. Everything was eating me away inside. I wasn't sleeping very good. I wasn't eating very good. There was just pains in my stomach. I mean, just a lot of things. And finally, when I was on my knees, I got off my knees and I was like, oh my gosh, if I have 10 minutes to live, I need to go bless my wife and tell her that, you're going to find another husband that's better than me. You're going to find this, you're going to do this. And my kids, I had to go tell them how much I love them and how much I care for them. And I want them to grow better than me. And that really just got me off the floor thinking about this. And so then I went to my wife and we were crying. I just told her everything. I said, here's what I'm fearful of. Here's what I'm worried about. And this is why I feel like you feel like I'm not there sometimes, because this is going on in my head, just a big vicious cycle. And so sharing freed me up. I wasn't hiding behind anything anymore. I didn't think I was less of a man by sharing. Thought I was more of a man. Been with my wife now for 20 years, married for 17 of those years. And it was the first time that we really shared everything. And hopefully she feels the same way. She can share with me. But yeah, it was definitely freeing. It was the darkest moment of my life. But then right then a light went off. I was asking God to do something, right? I was asking him to do something really bad, but he was like, nope. And it clicked in my head. It's like, hold on a second. If this is my last moments in life, why would I end it this way? And if this was the last day of my life, or 2 days or month or year, why would you end it that way? And so it really it woke up. It woke my mind up and said, hold on a second, this is not the right thing to do. And then by sharing, definitely freed me up.
What was at the core of that fear? What was when I close my eyes, this is the thing that haunts me back then? Because for a lot of people, as you can understand, we interpret, Masters champion and financial prosperity and all these different things. How could anything go wrong? So what was it? What was that fear that was dominating you?
My fear is I want to be loved. I want to be respected. And I was letting professional golfer be my title. And I was letting world rankings be my measure. I was letting FedEx Cup be my measure, wins be my measure, which all of those are going to fail me. That's just given, right? Like at old age will set in and I can't be good at golf anymore. That's just how life is. Mm-hmm. But I was letting the world dictate who Bubba Watson is. And when I read negative things about me on social media or hear negative things about me, I'm like, you're judging me off my golf. So then I let that start dictating. My golf started dictating who I was and how I felt. And obviously that's not the way to go. And so my darkest secrets, though, then it traveled over to other things. I got fearful. I can't get on an airplane. Thought it might crash, and I wasn't where I needed to be when I passed away. Fearful of people not loving me, people judging me. Fearful of pretty much anything that can be bad in society. Just fearful of, my kids not loving me because they're going to find out the internet real fast. And then because they're going to see the internet and read the internet and read the headlines and trust those headlines over me. It's just a spiral, and my wife not loving me because of just things. And then, so it just starts with something small, but then a bunch of small things make this big thing.
Yeah.
And so it's not about, I can quit golf today, like you said, like that's not gonna, but am I going to go hide in my shell and not really help the world? And that's where I want to be. 2016 Ryder Cup, where I became vice captain, showed me that I truly loved helping. I think it showed the people around me that I truly love helping. And so that's where you get in your own head, you get in your own space, and it's going the wrong way fast. And so with the Lord's help and my wife's help and my friends' help, here we are today talking about a positive situation.
Was there a pastor, or was there a mentor, or maybe a passage of scripture that helped you along in this journey that you clung to during some of those tough times?
There's many. We've been blessed enough to help a couple start churches from scratch around different states. And so I've been in contact with a lot of people. There's a lot of people on tour. We have a Bible study on tour that helps. So a lot of my friends, my local church, there's numerous, I can't even name them all, right? Because there's just too many people. But it starts with my wife, and then ends with all these other great people, and then listening to stories, and then realizing where I'm at. And actually what sticks in my head is when as soon as you say you're a Christian, that's when life gets hard. And so it's, it's reading more, it's getting to the word more, talking to friends. There's so many to name that helped me. It wasn't one thing that got me in the hole, and it wasn't one thing that got me out of the hole. It was a lot of things coming together to get you out. A lot of things got me down. A lot of things got me out. And it's just a blessing, but a lot of things.
As you're writing the book, it's very personal. It's very revealing of the whole family's journey. Was there ever a time when reading some of the manuscripts that Angie said, hey, wait a second, let's hit delete on this paragraph or take this? Is it hard for the whole family to share the struggle?
Yes. The book process was an eye opener. But since day one, I've always shared, and told my wife what I was sharing, told my wife what I was going to share and what I wasn't going to, not wasn't going to share, but what I wanted to share. Now, does she have a rejection on that? She loved every bit of it. We've talked about adoption before, so that's nothing new that we couldn't have kids of our own. So there was bits and pieces in there that I shared that I ran past her first. But she never rejected any of them because she knew what this was and knew what this was about. It's something bigger than me and her, for sure.
Well, as someone who at 6 weeks of age was adopted by my parents, your story rings very, very close to home, and what a life-changing experience that is for all parties concerned. Mm-hmm. And I would also think that it helps to keep in proper order things like success on the golf course and in other areas of life, because when you have that family, you've got everything.
100%, and that's where I miss the boat a lot. And my wife was there to help me. She was a professional athlete, but she understands with her faith and her reading and her growing, she understands that I need that too. And sometimes I let the numbers, where I'm at in world ranking, where I'm at on FedEx, it dictates when I come home, and I shouldn't do that. And so that's where I'm still learning, but my kids can see it. My family can see it. Putting the phone up as soon as I come home, because my other businesses and different things, we're trying to do, we try different things, trying to make sure that I don't go down the wrong path again. And we're all learning, every day.
I think I have about 3 minutes left with you. So let me fire through a couple of things. When's the next time we'll see Bubba with a golf club in his hand?
I'm scheduled to play December 8th will be the Pro-Am, the QBE, the old Shark Shootout team event. And then the week after that is the PNC, the Parent Junior. So that should be 2 fun weeks, but hopefully I'll knock some of the rust off because I haven't played in a while and be ready to play starting next year.
Is it hard to go without playing, or were you ready for a rest?
My body needed a rest. I'm not getting any younger. And, but my son was starting tackle football at age 9. And my daughter plays soccer. And so this is the first time I've been able to stay home. I mean, I've been away from the golf course for, 10 weeks, I think.
Wow.
Maybe longer. I haven't played 9 holes in 10 weeks. Maybe, again, like I said, maybe longer, maybe 11 or 12, but yeah, I mean, it's good. It's refreshing. And you know, it's the hunger starting to come back, especially as we get closer to these tournaments I'm supposed to play. The hunger is now coming back where I want to win and beat people. And, but yeah, it was fun. It's fun being home and being a dad and being able to support my kids.
Okay, my last question is non-golf related. If things happen on some bizarre parallel track, it's possible that somewhere in January, your Bulldogs could potentially face off against my Wolverines. What would it take for me to get you an amazing blue shirt during that game?
Hey, listen, I wore a Georgia sweatshirt with a big G the last national championship game. And so maybe I shouldn't wear Georgia. Maybe I should wear somebody else's color. So if that's what takes my team to win, I'm good.
So you'd put on our shirt, but you wouldn't, there's no way you would root for anybody but the Bulldogs.
Hey, if they let me on the sidelines with their shirt on, I'll go over there on their sidelines. But now secretly pull for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, highly unlikely either of those scenarios are going to happen. But
exactly.
Yeah, Bubba, Lord blessings on you. And thanks for sharing your story with us. Like I said earlier, I could talk to you for hours, maybe someday. That would be great. But I'm glad you're sharing your story. Thank you for putting yourself out there. It's not easy to do, I know.
For sure. Thank you. Thank you for everything. God bless you, man.